Deepak Anand is a member of the Ontario Provincial Parliament representing the Malton, Mississauga Constituency. He was elected in June 2018 as part of the huge Doug Ford tidal wave which swept out Kathleen Wynne's Liberals out of power. He is a chemical engineer by profession and has an MBA degree from the Schulich School of Business. He is an elected official who is always accessible to his constituents and says he tries his best to do a lot for the community he lives in. Let us hear what MPP Deepak Anand has to say to VNN viewers. Welcome, Mr. Anand.
Thank you so much, and appreciated taking time and inviting me to this your Voice News Network, and I'm excited to be here.
Thanks. Just a few questions. It will be an informal talk, chit chat rather. How do you think the Ford government has been doing so far? I mean, they've got a huge mandate. So what do you think?
Ford government or our government is doing wonderful. And when I say it's doing wonderful, I say it with confidence. The reason I do that is because when we started the journey, we promised certain things and we've fulfilled most of it. So we actually say it, promise made, promise kept. Yeah, and we have kept a lot of promises. So we are happy with the performance and we're proud of it.
Okay, now you're from the Malton, Mississauga constituency, right?
Right.
It's often called the ghetto or the slum of Mississauga. That's what generally is termed. People say, oh, Malton, that's something different, some another planet. What can you do to change the perception of the people? And why is it like this?
Yeah. No, see, I'll tell you one thing about Malton. Malton is like a village. Malton is a place where people have big hearts. Why? It's not really a ghetto. What people look at as a Malton in a different ways, they look at the data. When they look at the data, they look and say, oh, the average salary or the annual income is so low. Yes, it is low because almost 12 to 15% of the resident of Malton are the people who just landed in last 1-2 years.
Right.
Now, their world income, if they came from India, they came from Pakistan, they came from anywhere of any part of the world, when they're writing their income, they're going to write their income as 5,000 or 10,000. It's not a real picture of the people who are actually living in Malton, what's their income. It is a skewed data. But if you really want to talk about Malton, take a look at Malton. Big lots, greenery, right in the middle of every city. I mean, you want to go to Vaughan, it's right there. You want to go to Toronto, it's right there. You want to go to Brampton, it's right there. Close to airport, close to all the things happening. Talking about Greater Toronto Airport Authority, 49,000 employees, all the aviation industries around that. So it's actually a really beautiful place. I do agree with a few things. Malton has many issues, and I'll tell you a few of those issues. One issue with Malton is the perception. Second issue is with the Malton has a youth. It's not really a problem actually. It's a strength. Malton has a strength. It has the maximum number of youth in the city. Problem is some of those youth are not engaged. So 24% youth, 26% youth is unemployed, 19% of youth is unengaged. So those are issues we need to work on, and we are actually working on those issues.
What have you done so far for the constituency, and what are your plans for the immediate future?
Absolutely. So when I started my journey and I found there is an issue with that we need to do something more above and beyond for the youth. So we actually have a mandate. We have created a youth council. I believe the best friend of youth to help youth issue is youth. So youth helping youth, so that's our motto. So we have created a youth council, and the idea behind it is that we're going to pick up an issue and youth is going to work as a project-based approach, and they're going to solve those issues. Employment, youth employment and overall employment is another issue. So I am fortunate that 24% of the revenue for Mississauga actually comes from Malton, Mississauga riding. Fortune 500 company, we have 22 Fortune 500
in
companies.
that constituency?
In our constituency. So we are actually very blessed. Greater Toronto Airport Authority, 49,000 employees. It's a city within a city, is part of our constituency. So I'm working with these business leaders, I'm working with these community leaders to see if we can have a match of these unemployed people with the jobs so that we can take care of this problem.
So how is your relationship with, say, the Mississauga Mayor, Body Crombie? I think you'll have to work with her constantly about the constituency?
I would say I have a good relationship with Mayor Crombie. She's a good mayor. Of course, that is why she is won with the 76% votes. Although I got actually a call from somebody, he says, oh, she got 76% votes, so she doesn't have to work and worry about it. I said, no, that's not the case. We are working closely. Ward 5 councillor is a good friend. Not really a good friend, I call them partners in community service. Our school board trustee, Suzanne, is again, I would say, a good friend and partner in our community service. Mayor Crombie is a good partner in service. Even Minister Baines, I know him personally, I've met him many times. He's very busy because he's got a big portfolio. He's not able to spend as much time possible. But other than that, I think I have a good relationship with all of them because we all have a common goal to serve the community and give back to them for the respect they have given to us.
Now, you are a member of the Parliamentary Social Policy Committee?
I am the vice chair of a social policy committee.
What do you do exactly there?
So what happens is for any law to become a law, first it has to be introduced by either the government or as a private member bill. Then it has to go through the debate. We call it second debate. And after the debate is over within us, it is open to the people, to the public, the stakeholders.
For inputs, you mean?
For the inputs. So depending on the kind of, if it is something to do with the social service, for example, social assistance, social service, or anything which is related to the people, put it this way. So that comes to our committee, and our committee looks after it, having a public consultation where we invite people, have their input, and then based on their input, we tweak it and send it back to the House. Right. And then the third debate happens, and after the third debate, it becomes a bill. So that's our job.
Okay. Now, you're a very busy parliamentarian. You have to attend a lot of community functions. People keep on maybe hassling you also sometimes. But does it detract from your main work?
Well, what is our main work? Our main work is simple.
Passing bills, making laws,
and
just
I think
interacting with the community.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what you said.
Do you feel that sometimes it becomes a little too much?
I actually feel, okay, I don't know how would I, okay, let me answer it in a different way. When I was, I've been involved with the community service for almost 8 years actively, and a lot of times, I used to think, in order for me to do a community service, first I need
to know them.
Something.
Yeah.
I can only help somebody if I know that person needs help. And I said, prayed to God, give me an opportunity where I can help somebody. I don't have to find how can I help. I became MPP, now people come to me for help. And it's kind of giving it gives you a kick. When you help somebody, you feel good. When you feel good, you want to do more of it. Yes, we are very busy, but we are thankful to God for keeping us busy and making us busy. Hassle is usually, sometimes, it becomes difficult to balance, whether it is family, whether it is commitment with the friends, whether it is work also. Yes, it is a tough situation, but I'm not the first one or the last one. We all go through the same situation.
Coming back to politics, do you think this NDP is unnecessarily creating issues whenever any decision is made by the Ford government? That's what it looks like, isn't it?
I think the answer is, as a opposition, it is their job and responsibility to keep us accountable, make sure that we are doing the right thing, because they are accountable to the people. Your question is not that. Your question is, are they doing too much of fear-mongering?
Like, this leaking of confidential documents, official documents, the recent, about the health document that government.
I think the best judge would be the people of Ontario, I think looking at their rating right now, approval rating is down. I think the people are clearly telling them something. I think I leave it to them to decide, the people of Ontario and NDP on this. But I personally believe the best way to work is to work together. And I personally think that I don't see with NDP.
And so do you think the Liberals have any chance of getting into power maybe in the next 15, 20, 25 years in Ontario?
See, democracy is such a beautiful thing. When you take something for granted, it tells you that's not true. Liberals were in power and they probably started taking everything for granted. And that's a lesson we need to learn as well. God bless our leader, God bless our team. Please pray for us that we continue to serve well. We don't forget why we're here, who has sent us.
Yep.
And I hope we keep doing a good job. And I'm not saying I'm going to continue to stay as an MPP forever. I don't have such intention. I personally think 2 terms or maybe 3 terms is maximum. I would be loving to looking towards working with the community. But I hope and I pray our government does such a good job. Our next generation who's going to become a PC member will do such a wonderful job and we stay as a PC government.
Okay, I think most people also will want that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, what do you, for your personal, do you have any plans to get into, say, federal politics? Now you said 2-3 terms as an MPP, and later on maybe the federal level?
To be honest with you, not too long back, I didn't even thought I'm going to get into this. So I am very focused on community service. If ever I have a dream, and if you want to ask me for one dream, my one dream would be, and it's very funny, maybe too excessive also, I wish I could be nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. It's an overstatement, a very big statement, maybe mean statement, maybe you can call it, that he's saying that I want to do good community service, but I want to get a reward also. But that's what I always say. There has to be a reward.
So you have a plan drawn out for that?
Well, I think that's one of the milestones is my getting into politics was this, because when I felt I am doing community service, but maybe I can accelerate that community service through this, and that has been the case, and God has been good. Thanks to the community and thanks to the extended family, thanks to my friends who believed in me. And the voters,
anything else you would like to tell our viewers about your work, personal life, politics, society, anything?
Absolutely. If I am getting an opportunity, I don't want to lose this opportunity. I firmly believe in doing good. I firmly believe when you do good, good things happen to you. When good things happen to you, you want to do more of it. We need to believe in ourselves to do that. We are very hungry for a community service. If you need help, please call our office. And if you don't need help, let's help those who need help. Please call our office and let's work together. We should be thankful to God for giving us an opportunity to stay in such a beautiful country. Abundance of resources. People fight for water, we have so much. Yeah. People fight for air quality, we have such a wonderful air quality. People fight for resources, we have such a wonderful resources. We have everything. When we have everything, I think it's our moral responsibility to give back as a thank you. So our office is always open and we need your help. Our office address is 7895 Tranmere Drive, Unit 20, Mississauga, and I'll give you my cell number. It is 647-382-1010. Please call us and let's work together.
Well, we heard Mr. Deepak Anand, the member of the Provincial Parliament from Malton, Mississauga, and he has given us some wonderful insight into how his mind works and how the government works and how the Conservative Party works in the Provincial Parliament, and his some plans for the future, charting out his future activities. We thank you, Mr. Anand. It was a pleasure to have you at Voice News Network.
Thank you so much, and I want to say one last line is thank you, Voice News Network. Thanks for doing it. It is a community service you're doing as well, and thanks for choosing Mississauga Malton to be your office. Thank you for that.